All right. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for watching and listening to another episode of Owning Your Brilliance. And this is a special episode of the heart behind the business. And I am so excited to have my dear friend Vitalia Pundyk with me. She is the founder of Beauty and Beyond, and she just has so much knowledge, and her energy is so vibrant that I'm super excited to talk to her today. So before we get started, for those who don't know me, I'm a transformation consultant and I help individuals create a brand that sticks or a brand that connects. I use my Discover Your Life Brilliance chart that is helps us discover our natural talents, our strengths, and our passions. And so back to Vitalia. Vitalia, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us, how did your business start?
Well, thank you, Cindy, for so much for having me here. This is going to be so much fun. I always love connecting with you. And of course, I love an opportunity to share a little bit about what I do. So, I have a very interesting story to share with you because a mutual friend of ours, Julie Hill, with whom you are going to be presenting your seminar in October, she used to be a former business partner of mine for Inspired Thinking. She was the founder of Inspired Thinking. I was a co-owner, and together we presented workshops and planned really fun events. Our workshops were based on beauty, fashion, health, and wellness. And we co-authored a book together that provided our favorite A through Z tips on each of those topics, which then were developed as workshops. So for a period of 10 years, I had the pleasure of working with Julie, who introduced me to those topics. And when she first actually contacted me and wanted me to help support her in her business and present these workshops with her, I thought, who, me? What do I know about beauty, fashion, health, and wellness? My topics at the time were on leadership, communication, sales training, team building, and goal achievement strategies. And I was working my other primary speaking company, Power Talk Seminars, at that time. Now, I had a pageant background from childhood pageants, as a junior, as a teen, even competing in Miss Minnesota. So I had a little bit of knowledge about beauty, fashion, health, and wellness, but I didn't feel that I really was an expert. It was actually because of Julie that I was inspired to then later, after 10 years of working with her, to develop and create something of my own. Now, there had been a 2 year period where I wasn't doing anything with beauty, fashion, health, and wellness at all. I was really focused on my primary speaking business, which was Power Talk seminars, and I was developing a professional development club at the time. But there was something that I felt in my heart, just this longing that I had really missed all those fun workshops and these topics and presenting to women on beauty, fashion, health, and wellness. And an interesting part of all this is that whenever I would meet with Julie for coffee at the Barnes and Noble in Eagan, and we would talk about our next events and plan our workshops, there was a store right next to Barnes and Noble, and it was called Bed Bath and Beyond.
Hmm.
Now, Bed Bath and Beyond was one of my favorite stores to shop at, but I was looking at that company name, Bed Bath and Beyond, Bed Bath and Beyond. And I knew that they offered more items than just bedroom items and bathroom items. And I was thinking how much I would love to create something of my own, something that would talk about beauty and fashion and health and wellness, but even go a step further. So I developed Beauty and Beyond, where my primary topics are beauty, fashion, health, and wellness. And then I have my secondary topics on family, finances, relationships, and recreation. So I offer keynotes, I offer workshops, I do wardrobe consulting and closet organizing, and I am planning some future fun weekend retreats. The target audience is the same as what I did with Julie and Inspired Thinking. It's women ages 18 to 80, size 2 to 22, and everything in between. But I primarily work with women who are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s because that's really the age group that I fall into. So my friendship circle, my networking circle are all in that age range. However, the topics are really great for all women, all ages, all sizes. And that's the most important message about my company, is that we recognize that it isn't just beauty on the inside that matters, but we can also actually include kindness, compassion, your character. Those are all part of who we are. And then the fashion and all the other tips like makeup and skincare tips, well, those are the things that can help accentuate that on the outside. So my business tagline is bringing out the best in you. If you want to feel your best, do your best, be your best, then I really recommend our workshops with Beauty and Beyond to help bring out the best in you. But that's
I
how my company started.
I love it so, Vitalia. First of all, Vitalia is a master storyteller. I can listen to Vitalia. I can listen to you all day, Vitalia. There is so many topics that being part of the Power Talk Club that Vitalia mentioned earlier, there are so many opportunities I've had to witness Vitalia doing workshops, keynotes, and those types of topics. And she has me on the edge of my seat every time. And so I just love your story about how Beauty and Beyond came to be. And of course, it is so you. And I just also want to plug your workshops because Vitalia is also a visionary and she is fantastic at coming up with the concept and then having an implementation plan super, fast. And her workshops are off the charts. They're so fun, so engaging, so you connect. You always walk away with a ton of information.
Thank
And
you. Thank you. It is always a joy and a pleasure to just share my passions with other people, but make it really fun.
yeah, exactly. Sorry about that. It's like I did get a phone call and I thought I turned off my phone.
I had to silence mine too, so I know.
I'm like, oh, yes. So this is real life. Awesome. I definitely love how you brought in, or you talked about bringing out the best in you. So what does that really mean? You talked about it a little bit, but how do you help women achieve that?
Well, first, I want to really emphasize that I want to help everyone recognize that beauty comes in all shapes, colors, and sizes. So it's really about the inclusivity, about recognizing that there isn't just one kind of cookie cutter beauty look or fashion look, but it really has more to do with what makes you feel good and just really represents who you are. So the tagline, bringing out the best in you, is really intended for all those areas to be able to live your best life in beauty, fashion, health and wellness, family, finances, relationships, and recreation. It's elevating your beauty, wellness, and lifestyle inside and out. And the tagline reflects the mission of inspiring and empowering individuals to thrive in every area of the life, like I mentioned. It signifies guiding people to uncover their strengths, make confident choices, and embrace positive change so that they can live with balance, joy, and purpose while becoming the best version of themselves. It's really just maximizing their potential to their fullest and accentuating their strengths, highlighting all of the things that make them who they are authentically and how they want to project that and help them with their confidence and self-esteem.
And that is such an important topic in the environment that we're in right now. A lot of transformation, right? A lot of transitioning is happening. Whether people are leaving their careers because they choose to leave, or whether they're leaving it because maybe the organization is downsizing, specifically on careers, or whatever the reason may be. Right now, the hot topic is personal brand, and so you helping women, and specifically to really discover who they are authentically from the inside out is such an important topic and thing to do, focus of right now. And it really does help women become authentically, build their confidence, unstoppable confidence. And I just really like that as well. So earlier, and you did mention Julie Hill earlier, and I definitely, yes, you connected me with Julie, and Julie and I had a conversation at a coffee shop in Egan. And about 15 minutes into that coffee talk, Julie's like, we should do an event. And I'm like, okay, I'm all in. So as you mentioned, Julie and I are going to be co-hosting an event this fall in October here in Minnesota. It's a live in-person event, October 4th, Embracing Your Season. So what and Vitalia is going to be a sponsor, or is a sponsor. She is a sponsor for that event. And so what inspired you to become a sponsor of the event, Vitalia?
Cindy, I have a long list of reasons why I am sponsoring this event. First and primarily, as you know, I enjoy fun. And this is going to be a really exciting event. When I looked at everything that you had to offer between you and Julie and your presentations, I thought, wow, I mean, I really want to be a part of this. Whether I was a sponsor or a registrant, I knew that I was going to attend. And of course, fall is my favorite season. I mean, goodness, who doesn't love the crisp air, yet it's still warm? You've got the beautiful change in color leaves. There is that transition that we go through, different stages and phases in our life. I love that Julie is going to be offering some yoga, which I know she's very much involved intensely in that with her health and wellness programs. And it felt like it would be a yoga program that I can do, something simple and easy for me right now. And chair yoga, I'm all about that. That's good for me. And doing a little bit of walking, I can handle that too. And it's healthy for me. And then about you, your workshops with discovering your brilliance and being authentic. I mean, that just so speaks to my heart. But another reason why I wanted to sponsor the program, as you know, it's because of my connection to both of you wonderful, amazing women. I had the privilege of working with Julie for 10 years. We were partners in her business, Inspired Thinking. With you, Cindy, you have supported me in so many of my events, whether it was Power Talk Power Club or Speaker Biz or the Inspired Thinking programs. Just in general, we have, I think, connected on so many different levels. And by sponsor, this is one way where I can show an effort to reciprocate that support. I really feel there's that energy that what goes around comes around. And so, whether it's in our time, whether it's in finances, whether it's in networking and referrals, that energy just circulates. And it's a back and forth go between among really all the women that I network and who are in my friendship circle. And so I want to support both of you ladies professionally as well as personally because that relationship that I have with both of you means so much to me. And third, it's not entirely altruistic, although mostly. But as a savvy businesswoman, I also know that when there are opportunities that can showcase my business, it can help grow my following and help me to also share my message of what beauty means coming from within and how we can also accentuate that from the outside. And so I saw it as a fabulous opportunity to connect with additional women, quite frankly, and hopefully give them some exposure and an introduction to some of the things that I have to offer through my programs and events. So there are multiple reasons for being involved with your event. I'm super excited about it. I love the platform. I love what you have planned, and I just can't wait. I really can't. Summer's coming to a close here pretty quickly, but not soon enough. I am looking forward to the October Fall event. It's going to be a wonderful occasion to embrace the season and just connect with you again.
Yeah, thank you, Vitalia. And I'm super excited about it as well. And so more information to come about at the end here. But also I wanted to mention about another the strength of Vitalia's, what she kind of hit on, is she is a master connector. So Vitalia is a wonderful person to know. She does have a large network, and she is so fabulous if you're looking for something and she has that in her network, she is more than happy to make the introductions and the connections. So awesome. So we are super excited to have you as a sponsor as well. So you offer everything, as you mentioned, from keynote speaking to wardrobe consulting. What is one transformational moment that you've witnessed in the work that you do?
I think that is a really great question, Cindy. And I have been pondering about how to respond to that question as I've been developing my new business here, Beauty and Beyond. And I thought, there isn't any one specific, which is ideal response to give as an example. I know this as a professional interviewer and an interviewee. But I have to tell you that I really believe that it's my keynote messages that make the biggest impact on a wider audience, not just any one individual. Although I have many individuals who come up and talk to me afterwards about what they learned or what their takeaways were, what they're going to implement from those messages. In my keynotes, I have three main keynotes. I have one that's called Be Brave, Be Bold, Be Beautiful. And that one is really about building your self confidence and finding your voice, and also harnessing the power of the law of attraction to bring into a lot of joy and goodness in your life. I have a keynote that is called Laugh, Live, Love. And this is really all about enjoying life. One of my favorite quotes is live the life you love and love the life you live. And so it's making the most of everyday life. And then another one of my really popular keynotes, I call it my People's Choice keynote, is called Beauty from the Heart. And this is where I help women recognize their value, their worth, that not everything has to be what's on the outside physically, but that true beauty does come from the inside. And I share my personal story in that keynote about all of my challenges that I had to overcome. I have to tell you, this may be kind of selfish, but creating this company, I have found that it's helped actually make a huge transformation in me. Because when I share that keynote, I share the story about being bullied as a young child. I share the story about having to wear braces, having two very buck teeth that were oversized, having severe acne. I had knock knees and I had to wear corrective shoes. I have struggled with my weight lifelong, even as a pageant girl. It has always been an issue for me. Most recently, I was diagnosed with cancer last year, ovarian cancer, and was actually handed my death sentence. I am happy to inform you that it is now in remission. I can't claim cancer free. I'm still a cancer patient, but I have had many, many challenges that I've had to overcome. And when I share those stories, something in those stories always resonates with somebody in my audiences who then come up and they thank me and they tell me what their takeaways are or how hearing my message has helped change their lives. Through my workshops, that's another transformational experience because they are so much fun. They are content rich, but they are not heavy with information, but they are loaded with a lot of fun tips. So I have workshops for all of my topics, like three different workshops for each of those topics, whether it's beauty, fashion, health, and wellness. And you can learn skincare and makeup tips. You can learn how to accessorize. You can learn daily good eating habits. And I also offer workshops in family, finance, relationships, and recreation, and just how to enjoy your favorite hobbies and pastimes and connect with other people just to develop stronger relationships. So I think it's the keynotes and the workshops that are more transforming than anything else. Although I do wardrobe consulting and I really enjoy creating mini capsules, whether it's for holidays, seasons, professional career clothes, or even vacations. And also, I enjoy the closet organizing. And two things that I do that can help people transform, or actually their space transform, is I can take even the smallest closet and I can create that into a wonderful, functional, beautiful home office space for you. Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Actually, a home office space. Or if you prefer, we can design that so that you love not only your clothes, but your actual closet space and make it look like a beautiful little boutique. And so I think, my clients are really thrilled with not only the keynotes and the workshops, but these additional services that I provide to help them function in maybe a more practical way, a more sensible way, a very organized way, and enjoy everything about what they wear and the space that they have to create that.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. I totally agree with you. It's you talked about energy before and how we surround ourselves with positive energy to bring out the positive things in us. And that is one thing. Also, your home, your living space, your workspace. It's important to have that positive energy there as well. And so I can attest to opening up my closet and seeing everything organized the way that I like it to be organized is just a beautiful moment. It just is a heartfelt, warm experience and a positive energy. And I can also attest again to Vitalia's workshops. I'm going to give her a testimonial here because, as I mentioned, I was part of her Power Talk Club for a few years, for I think like 3 years perhaps. And when I first started, so my background is senior business analyst in IT, and I was presenting there to my leadership team, to my business teams, to my IT teams, but it was always status based. Here's a project, here's our status, here's our challenges, and here's how we're overcoming them. And when I went out as an entrepreneur on my own and then wanted to, as an entrepreneur, share our stories, as Vitalia just mentioned in her keynotes, she's very open and vulnerable in sharing her stories. I've heard many of them, and most recently when she was diagnosed with cancer, and she was so open, heartfelt, and everything. It's like the room just connected. There was just a positive energy around that. So she has helped me transform with my speaking. So, thank you, Vitalia, for that. So there is that.
I appreciate that, Cindy. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So, what's your favorite way to reset and renew in a busy season?
I love this question about resetting and renewal. And I have to think long and hard about that because I don't know that I have any specific rituals or traditions that I do with any busy seasons, for example, in my business, or maybe holiday seasons or downtime. But I think the reason that I don't actually have that is because I try to live holistically and have balance and harmony in my life every week. I will tell you, when you get a death sentence like cancer, it changes everything. And you reprioritize so many things in your life. Things that you thought were important aren't so important. And then you discover other things that you value that you want to create space and time for. And so one of the things that I've really been focusing on, everything I've done, I've always enjoyed, but I want to incorporate even more fun into my life and having more harmony, work-life balance. And the way that I do that, which keeps me, I think, refreshed and rejuvenated consistently, is that for every day of the week, I do have something that's planned, that's structured and productive. I try to have a 3P day. And a 3P day is a productive, problem-free, and a prosperous day. If I can hit any of those three, that's a good day. Two of those three is a very good day, and all three is an excellent day. So I focus on that, having a 3P day, productive, problem-free, and prosperous. But I also have a theme for each day. So, for example, Monday is my motivational Monday, and it's everything about my mindset. I try to feed my mind everything that I want to learn, things that I research. I read both fiction and nonfiction. I also like to create workshops, or I like to do brain puzzles, brain teasers, keep things just really, I think, sharp, learn new skills. So, Motivational Monday is really everything about sharpening my mind. Then I have Table Games Tuesday. Now, here's one little secret that not many people know about me is that I'm a part-time professional blackjack player. Yes, it's true. I love bingo, blackjack, and baccarat. So, Table Game Tuesday is when I actually go out to the casinos. I travel all over Minnesota, but primarily locally, and I hit the tables for some great blackjack action. So, I have a lot of fun doing that on Tuesdays. Wednesdays is my wellness day. And for me, wellness actually means, surprisingly, not necessarily just lounging around, but it means doing the things that I enjoy, however, they are business related. I feel a sense of calm when I do update my websites, when I write my newsletters, when I'm creating workshops. I love that momentum that I get when I feel productive. That for me is wellness, when I am making progress moving forward. Thankful Thursday, I always take time out every week to write in my journal for everything that I'm grateful for. Friendship Friday, I set up an appointment with one of my girlfriends every week. I try to set up whether it's a coffee date or a lunch date or a movie date. So Friendship Friday is my girlfriend day, and I meet up with other women and just connect with them. Then I have Social Saturday, and this involves my husband. My husband and I love to get together with other couples. We will host maybe small gatherings or large gatherings at my home. We throw lots of fun parties, or maybe we don't feel like hosting. We enjoy entertaining, but we just want to get out of the house. And we'll meet up with couples and other groups of friends for dinner and a movie. So social life is very important for me. And then finally, we get to Sunday. Self-care Sunday is all about me. That's where I get all my physical needs and sensations taken care of. I sleep in late. I might take a bubble bath. I might get a foot rub, a back massage, maybe nail polish, manicure, pedicure, a mud mask. So I take care of me. And I find that if I do these things daily or follow them for the week, it helps to keep me rejuvenated and energized for all of those important events when it really counts.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love your theme for every day of the week, and it totally makes sense. And they feed right into one another. And I'm with you. I love to work. I really enjoy that. So I like that you're able to put that into context of, hey, that is wellness. That's what, if that's bringing us joy and making us happy, that we can call that out as a wellness practice. And yes, Vitalia and her husband do a lot of hosting. They have, again, fantastic events and table games and all of that. So I love that well-roundedness, Vitalia, of how you reset and renew. It's great.
And
So
just to clarify, Cindy, too, that when it comes to work and wellness, which I know is kind of a unique concept, I don't mean overwhelm. We don't want to get overloaded and burnt out and overwhelmed with work, but we do want to find work that feeds our soul, work that actually does energize us, that we like to throw ourselves into and spend our time and energy.
yes, that's very good. That is a great distinction. So yeah, I totally thank you for clarifying that, because that is so true. So where can our listeners go to learn more about you, to connect with Beauty and Beyond, or find out more about your programs?
Well, first, you can meet me in person at your Embrace the Season event in October. So I'm super excited about that. I hope that everyone will register and that we can meet everybody there at that event. But another way to contact me really is through my website. My website is www.beautyandbeyondllc.com. It's very important to have LLC in that website domain name, beautyandbeyondllc.com, because there are a lot of companies that are called Beauty and Beyond. I found that there are salons that are called Beauty and Beyond. There's makeup and skincare products that are called Beauty and Beyond. So very important to have beautyandbeyondllc.com. And if you do explore my website, I invite you to sign up for my newsletter. I have a monthly newsletter that has very brief articles. I promise they're just one, maybe two paragraphs at the most for each topic that offer you tips that month under each of those categories of beauty, fashion, health and wellness, family, finances, relationships, and recreation. Each of those articles are much shorter than any of my notorious lengthy emails that many of my friends know about, because I know it's important. People are busy and I want to be respectful of their time. And nobody really wants to read anything that is lengthy, that's not a fiction novel or a big research paper, but just tips that are helpful in each category every month. And I also have a freebie on my website too. There's a tab at the top of the website. If you click on the freebies page, you will see all of those categories. Each of those categories has a list of my top 10 tips. You do not even have to sign up for the newsletter to get those. There's no obligation whatsoever. But I recommend sign up for the newsletter. Check out my newsletter that comes out next month, and I think you'll find out some really great tips. If you enjoy it, you'll continue to get those just once a month, so your email is not inundated with tons of promotions. And if it's not for you, there's just a simple unsubscribe button at the bottom of that list. But give it a shot. I'd love to connect with you. And you can also connect with me through the email at my website, Vitalia at beautyandbeyondllc.com.
Amazing. Yes, I highly recommend signing up for Vitalia's newsletter. I receive it every month, and she does have fantastic tips. And speaking of our fall event, it is an in-person event here in Minnesota in St. Louis Park on Saturday, October 4th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. You'll meet amazing individuals like Vitalia and other women that are signing up. They're just fantastic. We're really excited about creating a energized connection or a connecting event. And we're going to have all kinds of fun. As Vitalia had mentioned earlier too, we are going to be doing some chair yoga, some workshops, some a walking after the retreat to end the retreats to kind of tie it all together. So I will have Vitalia's contact information, my contact information, and information on how you can register for the October event. And we hope to see you there. And is there any last words, Vitalia? Anything you'd like to share before we end?
I just want to say, if you would like to look your best, do your best, feel your best, please contact me at beautyandbeyondllc.com, and I can help you bring out your best. Thank you so
Awesome.
much, Cindy.
Yes. Thank you, Vitalia, for being on. And thank you to our listeners. We'll see you soon.